I would appreciate it if you guys would like this video, if you find it entertaining, and I would also appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel. This is a new channel. Going to be posting all types of content, still figuring things out, but hopefully with you guys can help me out with that. I'm going to be doing this reaction video to Austin McBroom's Unlawful Assembly in Beverly Hills, California. So let's get right into it. So Austin McBroom decided to have a fan meetup in Beverly Hills today, and I don't think he really thought this one through. So he basically put a flyer out right here, out to his millions of followers. And, you know, I live in Los Angeles, so I showed up in Beverly Hills to check it out. And let's just say it was very chaotic. And you're gonna see a lot of footage on this out there. I was basically right in the guy's face. I was right next to Austin the whole time. So I think I got pretty good footage when it comes to, you know, what happened today or what happened that day on the event for that meetup. And like I said, I don't think Austin really thought this one through. It was considered a unlawful gathering by the Beverly Hills Police Department, and they basically shut down the entire Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. And anyone who was there that day, that hour, those couple hours when it happened, sorry. I mean, I don't know why I'm apologizing. I'm not the one who caused it, but I'm pretty sure it was a very major inconvenience for you if you decided to visit that part of Beverly Hills that day. So I have a bunch of footage. We're gonna go through it. I'm just gonna kind of explain everything that happened. You know, I was literally right there, so I'm pretty sure I have, you know, probably one of the exclusive details on minute by minute what was going on. So let's take a look at the footage and we'll get right into it. So it started off pretty peaceful for the most part. Austin didn't show up at 4 when the flyer said it would start. So people were just, you know, they're just getting together doing this, you know, wild stuff like this. Nothing major. They were on the sidewalk for a little bit, but then they kept going on the streets, and eventually, you know, the police were there. Pretty sure the police didn't know this was happening, and they couldn't really do anything because of this crowd. Austin does eventually show up. He shows up with a piñata with Bryce Hall's face on it, and things just go crazy from there. People are swarming him. You can see that he's trying to walk one way, and people are not walking that way. They're walking towards him. He eventually keeps walking. He gets on the sidewalk, and you'll see here he's gonna turn a corner, and we end up in an alley. So this is when I think they really begin to notice that the crowd is very large and is continuously swarming them. So we're in the alley, and they're basically getting the rope, and they're trying to put up this piñata in this alley so they can break it. But this again is why I say I don't think Austin really thought this through. The crowd was not listening. They were completely swarming him. There was no room to do this little piñata shindig, but Austin was pretty determined to do it. So again, failed attempts at getting people to back up. They're even getting people who weren't even security. Just, you know, I think he just saw big black guys and said, hey, help out. At this point, I was being pushed up against that bar or the gate where the piñata was being put up. I kept getting pushed to the left more and more. And Austin is pretty determined to hit this piñata. And they managed to make some kind of room. And then they just get this kid. I think they just grabbed him from the crowd, and he just hits the piñata and doesn't really do a lot of damage. And he is the first and last person to hit the piñata. I managed to get some high ground, and you see here that guy with the ponytail and the blonde head, he was just causing trouble. He was next to me earlier, and he kept pushing. You see the big security guard with the tan hat and the backpack. He, I guess, hit him, and when I was next to him, he kept trying to fight him. I don't know what this dude was like. Why are you here? He was like, I'm trying to find my sister. I'm trying to find my sister. And it's like, come on, man. Like, why are you here? Doesn't make sense. He was literally the only person that got that rough. Everyone else, their roughness was just a matter of, you know, pushing and, you know, trying to catch up to Austin. And then Austin and crew realize it's probably time to go. And then I come down from the gate. And this is where it really escalates. So Austin's wife is with them, which I don't know what he was really thinking with her there. And that's when they're like, okay, we got to get out of here. Everyone's saying F Bryce Hall. He's talking to the camera. You'll see there's a couple times where I tried to get Austin to comment on the mob. And you even hear him say, we got a mob, we got a mob. People just continuously calling his name, calling him out. And as you can see, I got real close. And then we continue through the street. And so what's interesting here is that the cops were blocking Austin and the mob off because they were trying to go through the streets, but the police were like, no, you guys aren't just gonna run wild. So we would turn one corner, and then the police would circle around on their bikes and then close it off and then just basically reroute us through Beverly Hills. And it's just wild how people just were so in his face. I don't know, I'm not really a respecter person, so it's like when I see a celebrity, I don't really care. But people were just so obsessed. Like I really didn't understand it. And then I don't know what the name of the shop is, but they end up just going in to kind of just get away. It looked like a sauna, like a spa, like you go get massages and your nails done or something like that. And he's just in there. And then they're trying, this guy right here, props to this guy, props to this security guard right here. He was shoving people, like he didn't really push me. He kind of, I think he kind of saw I wasn't aggressive. But people were trying to get in there, and he was doing a fantastic job. He was MVP for security guard right here. And at some point here, I take a picture of Austin inside. He's on the phone, and Austin actually posted this on his Instagram. He didn't tag me, but he posted it. It's okay, Austin, I forgive you. Next time, just, you know, tag me, maybe follow me on Instagram. And you guys can follow me on Instagram at It's Mike Lusso. And it's funny when this guy said, why are y'all trying? Why are y'all trying to get in? You guys aren't getting in. And that I guess he kind of realized too, like that's what I was saying before. I don't understand why people were so aggressive, were so adamant. And you hear the police sirens here, and they show up. And then you see one of Austin's crew goes to the police officers because they tried to get that one kid earlier who was trying to get in a fight with the other security guard. They wanted to see if they can report him. They wanted to see if they can report him, but I guess they were like, no, we're not going to do it. Which is understandable. The police aren't necessarily on anyone's side here. Austin, usually when you do like some kind of protest or some kind of like, you know, gathering, you inform the police that it's happening, you get a permit, stuff like that. They didn't do any of that. So the police aren't necessarily on Austin's side. They're not necessarily there to keep Austin safe. That's why Austin has his own security crew. But also if they're like, hey, this guy is being violent, the police aren't going to walk into a crowd to arrest one person. That's just a safety hazard on the police officers for them. They don't know who's in the crowd. They don't know what's going on there. Someone could have a weapon. Of course, you know, these people are harmless, but from the police officer's perspective, they don't know that. And then he comes back out again, tells everyone, you guys need to calm down. He's gonna walk out. Austin wanted to be out with everyone, but they were trying to basically get everyone to calm down. I think at this point, the crowd has been halved at like a little bit, but you can still see that there's a lot of people there just because they've been running around the block for so long, and then they went in here. So I think some of the crowd kind of dispersed. Austin comes out, they say, hey, please calm down. They make pathways. And of course, people don't listen. They don't. Everything that he just said before he came out goes down the drain. They completely swarm him. People are in his face again. People are losing their shoes. My shoes got stepped on, like the back, you know, when someone steps in the back of your shoe and then your shoe comes off. I had to, some of this footage, I was hopping on one leg. I was literally hopping on one foot while I was filming some of this. I think even like right here, I was hopping on one foot because people kept kicking my shoe off. Like right here, if you see like the camera kind of goes up, that's probably me hopping on one leg. But I persisted. I stayed right in front of Austin. I stayed right there. So this is, you see, we're going through an alleyway because the police kept rerouting us. The police kept circling around their bikes and saying, no, you guys can't go down this block, rerouting them. They actually didn't want us to go down this alley. Austin tried to get away, and the cop, they actually told the cops, keep them from following us, and the cops didn't do that. Try to come around. So Austin even says that the police keep cutting them off, and they're like, okay, we don't know where to go now. I circle around to get a better view. And then Austin here starts looking, he starts looking for a random car to try to get into.
We gotta hop in with my brother right here.
Austin, how crazy is this?
Hey, Brody, let me get in.
So he gets to someone's car. They let him in. Two black gentlemen. I tried to get Austin to comment on the mob. He wouldn't comment on the mob. And Austin gets away. He's out. And then the crowd just, I don't know what's happening here. They're like, there's no other celebrity. Maybe there is. I don't know who was there, but they start chasing someone else. And maybe that's just mob mentality. They just want to chase somebody at this point. And after this, I kind of just dip out. So that's it, guys. That is basically the unlawful assembly that Austin McBroom caused. Pretty funny, pretty entertaining. The Bryce Hall Piñata was, you know, fun. I wish they had gotten more time to smash it. But Austin McBroom, you know, I personally think he's gonna beat Bryce Hall, but we'll see. Thanks guys for watching. That's basically it, and I'll catch you in the next one.